Welcome to Image Builders Presents Conversations with Michael Carson. I'm your host, Michael Carson. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is Turkey Day Eve, Thanksgiving Eve. I wanted to just show some love tonight to small businesses. If you're watching this broadcast, please share it on Facebook. Please like it, place a comment, let other small business owners know that they can come on live on the air and be with me. If you're watching on YouTube, do the same thing. Make sure you click that subscribe button as well as that bell, and also put a comment out there so we'll know that you're watching. What I try to do each week is to provide a platform for any and everybody to come on to talk about a variety of things, whatever we're led to do. And today I wanted to really talk about Small Business Saturday. Small Business Saturday is something that was started by American Express back in 2010, I believe, and then 2011 it kind of caught on. So it's fairly new, but usually it's the Saturday following what's called Black Friday, whereby we go shop at small businesses. You're encouraged to spend money with small businesses. President Obama at the time would always put out a business or go to a business on that particular Saturday to show them some love. So what I wanted to do tonight is to just do an open mic and to give small businesses an opportunity to just come on, talk about what their business is, maybe answer a couple questions, and then promote something that they might be selling or promote a service that they might be providing. So if you are watching or if you're about to jump in the studio queue, what you see at the bottom is the link so that you can join me live on air to promote your business, promote your product. But if you're wanting to come on and it's crowded and you can't get in, make sure you hold tight because there will be a space that will open up for you. We're going to be on the air tonight as long as necessary, so there's no time limit. Typically, we're on the air for about 30 minutes. So if we're full tonight, we'll go over 30 minutes. If we're not, we'll leave early. But again, what I want to do is provide an opportunity for small businesses and as more of a, hey, you probably have sales out there to people who follow you or follow your business, whatever the vehicle may be, via social media or the like, or you might put out mailers. But this is just another opportunity whereby you can tell people, hey, we're out here. This is our business. This is what we are providing. Before we go on any further, I want to talk about two of my ventures. One is a book I wrote, Compassion in Action. I wrote this book in 2017. It's a book for teenagers to encourage them to demonstrate compassion and embrace diversity and inclusion. It's a really easy read. It's not only for teenagers, but it's for pretty much anybody. Really good characters. There's dedication to my mom in the book. And really, you'll kind of get an understanding about how I've led my life and what I care about. But this is a really good book, really easy read. We're believing in 2022 that we're going to have a smaller version, a scaled down version for this for kids, for toddlers, well, not toddlers, but kids in about 6 or 7 age range. Not the exact same book, but something that they can digest. It'll be a lot thinner. So look forward to children's book in 2022. The second thing I wanted to promote is I am and have been for the last 20-something years, senior paralegal for a number of law firms and businesses. I'm currently working for one of the largest nonprofits right now. But what I do on the side is I help small businesses protect their brand. So if you're a small business, you want to protect your book, your brand, or something, and you may say, I don't know what, because oftentimes people get patents confused with trademarks, confused with copyrights. So if that's something you need help with, feel free to reach out to me. You can go to Virtual, that's virtualipp.com, virtualipp.com, and then you can find out information about how you can reach me, or you can always contact me or DM me on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever as well, if you're wanting information on how you can protect your brand. So let's get right into it. I got people in the queue. I want to make sure I respect everybody's time. Let me see what we got here. Who we have here? Oh, we have the ace in the place, gentlemen. Let me unmute him. the father and son dynamic duo, Warren and Charleston. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear us?
Good
Or can you
evening.
hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you guys. I'm getting feedback. I don't know why, but I'm getting like an echo. It might be on it might be on my end. I'm not sure. So what's going on what's going on at Hardware in South Fulton? What are you guys up to?
I'll let Charleston talk. You there?
Yes, I am. Yes. We got some new stuff going on. We are in the midst of adding a UPS store inside
Okay.
of our Ace Hardware store. We do believe that is a service that the area of Old National is missing, and it's a great thing to bring there. Um, so we're in the midst. That's one of our major projects that we're currently working on that we've been dealing with and working on and driving towards and hiring up towards. So that's one of our main
Okay.
projects. It's on top of that, getting ready for the holiday season, having our sales going on, and trying to make sure we're stocked. Even with these challenging times, with these supply demand issues, with stuff off of freight liners and everything in the ocean that are
Right.
still waiting to be unloaded. We're trying our best to stock up and try our best to get what we need, but we've been doing a pretty decent job. Um, right now, one of the main shortages is metal. So anything that has some sort of
Okay.
metal in it has a huge impact. Before it was wood. I believe the next thing might be plastic. You never know. So you just got to be prepared for
Wow.
anything. So, yes.
So one of the things, so how's that, first question, how's that impacted your business? And second question, do you think that we will think about more, about making things here in the United States versus having everything, come from China and the like, or is it's just going to be too expensive and we just can't do it?
My personal opinion is that it will currently the cost for us to make it is going to be too expensive for those type of things.
Mhm.
All these products um that is taking us a lot harder to get right now, the price is going up. Once it hits a certain level, then it may become more feasible, and then there may be some new opportunities opening for some new manufacturing plans for different things to open back up in the U.S. I don't think we've reached that limit yet to where it has exceeded the cost. Um, because unfortunately the cost of all these products being made overseas in these third world countries in Asia is at such minimal cost still that there's still these major companies are still benefiting, they're still profitable. It's just that the cost of, I don't even know if I think the cost of it, laying around the ship is what's costing the money.
Mhm.
This extra gas, extra labor to try to get
Right.
these things unloaded. That's what's costing more money, which is trickling down to the consumer. Um, I think I think we have a few more years to go before stuff like that
Okay.
starts coming back to the U.S.
So my final two questions for you. What is your big seller right now? We know we have Black Friday coming up on Friday. Do you guys have any Black Friday specials that people should know about? And also, how can people get to your store? I'm really excited about the UPS edition because the one in Camp Creek, that UPS store is not. It's not good at all. But I don't want to dog a business, but the customer service can be better. But it's always crowded and slow.
Well, what we're going to do is we want to take our ACE model for great customer service and make sure we roll that over into our UPS store. So it's
Okay.
very important that those two be linked. So not only that you get the outstanding customer service that you receive when you come into the ACE, you're also going to receive it, you know, at
With
when
the
you come
UPS.
into the UPS store. Our goal is also to share those resources so those employees that you see over in the ACE will be the employees that you see over in the
Okay.
UPS. So it will
Okay.
already be embedded in them, and they will be able to carry that out. So you should receive impeccable customer service all the time. And I'll let Charleston take it away from here.
So Charleston, what is the hot seller right now, and how can people get to your stores? Please provide your information for us.
Our address is 6385 Old National Highway. We are directly next door to LA Fitness. They can also follow us on social media at Ace Hardware _ South Fulton on Instagram and Ace Hardware South Fulton on Facebook. We do giveaways every month. Just about every month we do any type. We try to have events in our parking lot. Hot seller. There's a few different sales. There's always sales. But Craftsman has some good sales going on some tool bags. We have the pizza ovens that have some great sales going on. Those are really, really popular for this time of the year. People want to still grill. We have some good deals on Traeger grills, Green Egg grills. So definitely come on down, check us out. It's always changing. The pizza oven grill, if anyone's looking for a pizza oven, please come in by Sunday. It's only a Thanksgiving sale for one of the pizza ovens.
Okay.
That's usually $400, but it's $250 right now. So it's a pretty good sale. So definitely come on down, come jump on it. Also follow us, like I said, on Instagram and Facebook. Keep up. We have a lot going on, and we'll let people know the opening date for the UPS store on there as well.
Excellent. You guys know you can always use my platform to promote. Make sure you let me know that information. I'll put it out on social media as well to make sure people come by and check you guys out.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see who we have up next in the queue. Again, if you're just tuning in, at the bottom of the screen is the link where you can join us on live in the studio to promote your business, promote your product. It's open mic night. Everybody can get on. Next up, it looks like it's Dr. Sandy. What's up, Dr. Sandy?
You got it, Michael. You got it.
How are you this evening?
I'm wonderful, wonderful. Listen, we basically kind of started out together. You came from Los Angeles. I moved here from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We both have kind of a podcast. You have conversation with Michael Carson. I have Southern Comfort and Grace. So we on the same track there.
Yeah, I hear you. What's going on with you? What you been up to?
Oh, well, I just want to promote my book, my children's book. It's called Queen of Love and Smile. It's a children's book. And I also have another children's book called Jay Christopher's Big Surprise. Those are both children's books. And then my book that I deal with my business is called How to Achieve Success Netically. So in email, it's an email book, how to deal with email and all the craziness with going on with email and how you don't blow an email up.
Excellent. So why did you want to write the book about the emails?
Well, I teach an email class. That's part of my business. I'm a training facilitator and instructional designer. Okay. And so I teach an email class, and my husband says, you're constantly teaching classes and you're constantly doing instructional design. So why not take that content and make it into the book? So that's what I've been doing. All the content I've been using to do my training and facilitation, I've started making into a short book. So it's called, they're called the Golden Nugget Leadership Series. So this one is about email, but I'm going to be doing another one, which is called the Golden Nugget Leadership Series as well.
Excellent. We have to talk about the children's books, because I don't know if you heard the top of the show. I had said that one of the things I want to do is I want to create just a smaller condensed version of the book I wrote 4 years ago, but for children. So we need to hook up to talk about illustrators and who you use to do illustrations and stuff, because I want it to be more of a picture, more of an illustrated type book with just, a few words, but for something that kids can digest around still the same principle. So I would love to to hear about who you use for an illustrator. Because I think for me, I have the concept and the story. I just, it's just trying to decide who I want to use for the illustrator and all of that. So.
Well, actually, I started with an intern who's now my very dear friend, and she's illustrating some more stuff. And she came from SCAD. She was my intern.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Caitlin Hunter, and now she is running with the big dogs. She has just become an illustrator with McGraw-Hill children's book.
Oh, excellent.
In New York City. She just earlier this year.
Excellent.
Got a job at McGraw-Hill.
So how do people find out more about what your business, and how do they reach you, and if they want to reach out to you for your services, and how do they get your books?
Well, they could get my books two ways. I'm getting ready to actually rebrand myself.
Okay.
I'm getting a new, it's going to be like a talk show on YouTube. It's called Let's Talk Shift. Not the other one, SHIFT.
Okay. Okay.
I have to tell you a little bit about there because, just recently some things happened with me and I have shifted.
Okay.
And so when you shift, you allow God to place something in there because he's trying to move you to a better place.
Okay.
And something recently happened to me that it was kind of made me very anxious. I had to calm myself down. I just went through something that was not so good. And I had been reading and talking to a young lady, and she was talking about God's shift. And I said, God is shifting me. So I'd like to do something like that. So with your group, right, what you're doing and what I've been doing, Southern Confident Grace, I know we always have to run out and find some people to be on our show. Well, with my new show, I could be on there by myself and just talk and just come in. Yeah. And so I'm trying to do everything that will be emotionally decreasing to me. And so with Southern Confident Grace, just like I do, you have to go out there and hunt these people down and hope they show up on your show. Well, with my new show, I'm it. So I don't have to hunt anybody down. So I'm shifting, Michael.
Okay. Okay. So again, people, this is Dr. Sandy Wright, because you only have Dr. Sandy. So
they could go to my website called SandraCollinsWright.com. Sandra Collins, COLLINSWRIGHT.com.
Okay, excellent. And that can find out more about the books as well from that side. Excellent. Thank you so much for being on tonight. We have to talk about again. I want to talk to you about the illustrator, but also we can, we're always trying to text each other and then sometimes hitting and missing. So we have to make sure that we get in line maybe in 2022 on some things and see how we can collaborate and work together.
Because we've been following each other through politics, through this, through that. So you want to bandwagon me when I was out there yelling, you can't go wrong if you vote right. You can't go wrong if you vote right. So thank you, Michael, for having me on.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Look forward to sharing with you more in 2022. Happy Turkey Day to you and the family.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. Again, if you just joined us, this is Conversation with Michael Carson. I'm Michael Carson. Thank you for tuning in. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see a link, if you will, as the URL to the show tonight. So if you want to join me live to promote your business, promote your product, please do so. Just know that once I leave here, I'm going to hop on Instagram also for a little bit, and that's Michael Carson Jr. That's my handle on Instagram. But we just wanted to provide a platform tonight as a pre-Small Business Saturday show. I know there's people cooking and getting prepared for Thanksgiving and for family coming in and so forth. I have family coming in later tonight. But I wanted to, again, use my platform and use this platform to always promote people, promote small businesses, give people an opportunity to let you know who they are. So again, thank you for joining us. Place a comment in there, place a question. If you see someone on, you want to know more information about the products that they're offering and service they're providing, make sure you put that information in there so we can answer your question. Next up in the queue, I just had the pleasure of having this gentleman on my show most recently. None other than Mr. Charles Reddick, who I owe a text response to. So I haven't.
Yeah, you do.
So I just wanted to let you know I have not. Well, actually, I did forget. I saw your text. I did forget, and then I did forget. So I apologize, but I will.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, we will connect. How are you, sir? How are you this evening?
I have no complaints.
I'm surprised you're on this show, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you were adamant the last shows, like, don't call me to rush me to do anything.
Hey! You ask our friend; he'll tell you. I told you, don't rush me.
You were forthright. You were like, I got this business. This is what I'm doing, but I'm doing it on my time. So, how are you this evening, Charles? What do you want to share with us? I have no complaints. Good. What do you want to share with us?
Well, like we talked, I do a few things.
Okay.
And they're all tied together. Some are just over in the other side. Now, first, I do the weapons training.
Yeah.
I do teach, a couple of different classes, either from a basic pistol to a basic rifle to advanced. I also teach things like a home self-defense course. Okay. Like what should you put in your home? What should you do if that time ever arises? So that, that's the weapons aspect of it. I do it I work with 1, 2, maybe 3 people. But if somebody said, hey, I got a big group, I do have another group I work with that could facilitate that. So it could be done either way. So I could do it just like one-on-one. We'll work something out. You come to my place, I come to yours. Of course, mask,
right.
So I feel very confident I could teach people to be safe. I look at it like, when you look at the numbers, more people of color have bought firearms in this country over the last 5 years than anybody else.
Yeah.
Whether or not we're flexing and accepting our constitutional rights, or whether we're nervous of the things going on nowadays, we're still doing it. So the concept is to be safe and to be aware. So it's not just about having a gun. It's about being aware of how not to use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's that.
And then there's the picture framing.
Yep. I was going to go to number 2. Well, actually, I was going to go to the archery school.
Oh, okay.
So not only am I a certified weapons instructor, I'm also a certified archery instructor. And this summer, with somebody's help, I will be launching an archery school. And it's not going to be just for kids. It's going to be for adults. But that's going to come this summer, next summer. That's important to me just because of the fact of, we talked before about some of the things I was lucky enough to be exposed to all my life.
Yeah.
So, I was lucky. My mother taught me that anything I wanted to do, just go try it. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I've golfed for several years. I fenced foil. I played lacrosse. So these things were there. So why not do them?
Right.
And so now that kind of, took me into this half of my life.
Okay.
Where I just started doing a whole bunch of new things and I want to teach them.
Okay.
So that's the archery school. The framing. I have a framing shop.
Okay.
I'm doing some reorganization, but I can still do things now. But I'm going to be really launching that heavily again back in the first of the year.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be changing some paperwork and some ownership things to make it a little bit more.
So if people wanted to get in contact with you about any of this, how would they contact you? Would you and I'll connect with you Friday afternoon if you're available.
Yes.
I'll give you a call and then we could talk about a strategy and then what services you need from me. But for sure, we could talk about a strategy on Friday. I'm available Friday. I'll be sitting home watching probably football or something. So
me too. I do have Facebook. I do have a web page, Distinctions Custom Framing.
Distinctions Custom Framing?
Right. That'll probably be changed pretty soon too, the name. Because I want to try to isolate everything and have it under an umbrella when it comes to, you know, FFL and everything.
Right.
So that's that. I do that, and I think I do pretty decent work.
Okay.
You know, the job is, or the goal is, to give people, you know, good quality at reasonable prices, because I don't pay for a brick and mortar. Everything is in the garage.
Right.
Now the final two things, I guess, is I also teach survival classes.
Okay.
And they could be from urban survival to woodland survival. So a lot of us really don't, because, you know, I think we talked before about me being an avid camper.
Right.
I love camping. I love being out in the woods. But I also do. So when I look at it, I look at the context of, remember, were you here for Snowmageddon?
Yeah. Well, okay. No, we were here right before it. We came. I'm sorry. It happened right before we came.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I was here, and there were tons of cars. People just abandoned them. You know, they just left them there, and they either walked home or however they got there. Well, all of us, you know, we should be thinking about an everyday bag we put in the car. And it doesn't have to be a gun or something like that, but it could be things that could help you in a situation. And every day you put it in there, because you may have to get out that car and walk home.
Right.
You may, you know, so, you know, and part of it is being exposed to some of the things.
Okay.
Like, you know, in my bag, I have like a Mylar blanket. They help me, you know, conserve energy and keep myself warm. I keep so much nutrition and so much protein. And so it's really all about saying, hey, these are the things you might want to do,
right,
or might want to think about putting in there. So when you get suggestions, then you say, okay, let me go look at all these things. And, you know, hopefully somebody could teach me something about what to put in my bag.
Right.
You know, so
what is you said there was one more thing, and then I'm going to bring in other people that have waiting in the queue. Was there one other thing?
Last one is, my son talked me into this. I'm going to be doing a content page coming up next year, where I'm about to be 60. And I do a lot of these things that I think happened in the last part of my life. So what I want to do, I want to get us all out there. I want to get us doing something we never thought about doing. Some people retire and they don't know what to do. I'm going to travel, and they may not have the resources to travel.
Right.
But you can go shoot a bow anywhere. You can go camping for little money. You can go do whatever you thought about doing that may not be traditionally us, but we can do it anyway. So I want that to be an emphasis on and I really like to point at and look at men of color.
Okay.
You know?
So we got a lot to talk about on Friday, you and I. I already kind of got an idea where I think I want to take you when we do talk about, because there's a lot that you could, we'll talk on Friday, but thank you so much for joining the show again tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I will reach out to you sometime around 1 or 2 o'clock on Friday, if that's
fine. That's fine.
Okay. I'll give you a call.
Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Appreciate you.
For those of you that are joining us, just now joining us, we've been on the air for about a half an hour now. This is Conversations with Michael Carson. I'm your host, Michael Carson. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's pre-small business Saturday show, so I'm just excited about the people that are coming up next. Tell other people that URL at the bottom, that's how you can get on the show and be live with me. Next up is someone from the past. Oh my God, is it Nikki? What's up, Nicole? How are you?
How are you? I am great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining the show tonight. I have to thank Miss Deborah Carson. I know she reached out to you. Said
yes, she did.
So thank you so much for joining. I think I know what you do because I've seen it. You one of those fabulous, fantastic. I don't even.
Fabulous,
all you guys have so many different names, and y'all be. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself because I know you can do a better job at it than me. Tell people who you are and what you do and what you offer.
Yeah, so I am Nicole Lane Robinson. I am an independent paparazzi consultant where I sell fabulous $5 jewelry that is lead and nipple free.
So now, someone shared with me another friend of mine. She's real like I mean, she's like a heavy hitter in the $5 jewelry.
Okay.
You might know her, Andrea Harrison. She's out of
I
Tampa,
do not.
Florida.
No, I do not.
But she goes by the Bling Slinger. So if you
Okay,
ever,
okay.
yeah. So the thing I'm interested in is, have you guys upped like the men jury game? Has the men jury game been, I mean, has it come up yet, or does it still look like I'm going to the, you know?
No, the men jewelry really does look awesome. Like literally today, I have this bracelet that I just sold out of,
So
and it's an inspirational bracelet.
Okay.
It's a snap inspirational bracelet, and on here it has a scripture from Matthew 19:26 that says, "With God, all things are possible." So I just sold out of this bracelet today. I post the pictures on Facebook, and then people start, you know, commenting sold right there on Facebook before I even get to show them live. So that's an awesome thing.
Okay, excellent. So anything besides that bracelet, anything else that us men can look forward to?
Yeah, so we do have the men necklaces. Those tend to go very fast because they are, you know, the quantity for the men's selection is smaller. Kind of like when you go into the clothing store, the women's section is all of this, and then the men's section is over here. The same thing for the jewelry. So when I see the pieces, I grab them as fast as I can. But then just as fast as I get them, I post them, and then they're sold pretty quickly.
We gotta follow each other on social media. I don't think we're following each other on Facebook.
Okay, I'll make sure I follow you.
I think I've seen, because I know Cassandra also sells.
Yep, Cassandra does as well.
Yeah,
she is my sponsor. So. She got me into the business, so I'm a part of her team.
Okay, excellent. So what do you guys do? Any specials for the holidays? Or because your product is so low, it is.
Yeah, so we're all independent. So at least for me, so today through Saturday, I'm offering free shipping. So anyone that shops with me today through Saturday, free shipping. I'm going to go live on Friday and Saturday. And like I said, I do my wall drop posts, and then some of my old live videos are out there. So again, any shopping from today through Saturday, the shipping is going to be free.
So do you?
I will say that's for orders $20 and over. I forgot to say that. Yes. So because it's $5 jewelry, you know, $20 and over, the shipping is free.
Yeah, no doubt. So do you go live on Facebook, or do you go live simultaneously on? Do you use StreamYard as well, or how do you go live?
No, I actually go live only on Facebook. I have not heard of StreamYard.
You should use this product. That's what I'm on now. That's what I use to go live. So right now I'm live on YouTube and Facebook. So it's another way to connect. And it's a great investment for you. The cost is relatively minuscule per month compared to the impact that you can have. So yeah, let's definitely connect on Facebook. And
we'll
get out there on YouTube as well. But this is all new to me, this whole live stream, and this year was new. So as I tell people, as an introvert, getting on camera every week is a thing for me, but it's been great and I've enjoyed it. And for those that support this show, and I'm sure that's how people reach out to you guys a lot. I'm sure we're getting on those lives and making sure that they get now. Do you compete with one another, or is it more so everybody eat? So it's not really about competition. It's about
everybody eat. You know, we all say spread the love. If there's something that I don't have that somebody else may have, I have no problems referring people to another consultant. And the same for me, like literally I had a few this week, people was like, hey, do you have this piece of jewelry? Because again, a lot of times when we order, sometimes I get it and somebody else may not get that particular item. So we reference each other to say, hey, do you have this? And then we'll send a customer their way. So it's all in love.
So are you guys experiencing any challenges with stuff coming from overseas or whatever? Are things being backed up, or the jewelry made in the United States?
No, it's not made locally. It is made out of the US, but last year it was a slowdown. And I actually came in last July. So I've been doing it for a little over a year now. But you know, product is coming pretty fast now. So it's just if you order, you know, enough, then you know you have pretty much a lot on hand. So and I also have a website.
Yeah,
you
so I was gonna say,
so
how do people get it? How do people reach you?
Yep. So I have a website that people can shop 24/7, and that's at www.NicoleLaneRobinson.com. So that is a website that they can order, and then the company will ship right from there. So if they do shop via that website, the company is going to charge the shipping. However, if they catch me on Facebook, like I said, I'm live generally on Thursdays at 7:30 and then Saturdays at 3 p.m. But since this week, you know, Thursday is Thanksgiving, so I will not be working on that day. So I'll be working on Saturday and Sunday, though, to try to get those sales. And then any shoppers that shop with me live, their shipping will be free.
Excellent. I will definitely tune in. Let's connect on Facebook. I want to tune in. I want to see. I want to see if there's any other mail pieces that might come in between now and then.
I will make sure. Yes, I'll see what I have and make sure I show it.
Yeah, because like I said, some of the stuff I saw, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. That's like y'all gotta get the mail game.
We gotta get it back. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was so good seeing you.
No problem. Thank you. You too.
And look forward to linking up on Facebook. However you can connect me to whatever you're doing, feel free to do so. But congratulations on your business and much success to you.
Thank you. Same to you.
All right. Happy Turkey Day.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Next up is Richard. Richard, are you there?
I'm here, sir.
I can't see you.
I don't know.
Let me see if I add. Yeah, I don't see your picture. I just see the words at the bottom.
I see it as well. I don't know why, because I see an image on the bottom on my side, but not in the box where we're at together.
Yeah, can you go out and come back in and see if that'll? Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. Yeah, TK Cox like the video. Come on on air, TK. Don't just like the video. Get on air. Tell people about that. Where's the books, the journals? I should know it. I just help you get your trademark. But make sure you get on air. Come on air and tell people about your business. Tell people how they can get your journals. There's so many people I reached out today and over the last few days to give them an opportunity to come on air. I know tonight is a stretch for some people because of the holidays and people are like, I don't want to get on there. But again, this platform will always be open to promote Black small businesses, Black businesses for sure. But to give you an opportunity to talk about who you are and what you're doing and what you're selling. The other thing I wanted to mention to you is to make sure you tune in into the month of December because we have some exciting shows planned. As Dr. Sandy said earlier, getting confirmations from people to come on the show is sometimes a bit challenging, but we still press forward nonetheless. And make sure that we bring you each week someone different, someone that you can, share with, learn from, grow from. So the month of December is a season of giving. So if you were like, hey, I want to sow into someone's business, I want to sow into a nonprofit or provide some money to help someone out, December is the month you want to tune in. December 2nd, December 9th, December 16th. December 23rd is my birthday. So I might do like everybody else, throw a Cash App up so people can show me some love. Yeah, I'm a Christmas baby, but almost a Christmas baby. But anyway, December is a season of giving. You don't want to miss any of those shows. Someone is in the queue, none other than my BFF, Miss Robin Ormond. How are you, Robin?
Yay!
This lady is busy. Thank you so much for taking time for your BFF. I reached out to you. You were like, well, if I have time, I don't know.
I was on another Zoom similar to this, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up so I can run over the bikes." And then I didn't know if I could catch you on Instagram later. I was like,
"Yeah, yeah, yeah." So if you have to go back, you can say something. Then we can get on Instagram. Yeah, I'm gonna hop on Instagram for a little bit after this show to for anybody who didn't catch me on here.
I told them to let me go last. I'm good. You know, I wouldn't stand you up.
No, I know, and I appreciate it. So reset, move forward. I mean, you got everything from coloring books to journals to luggage stuff to, I mean, you got everything out there. Let's talk a little bit about reset, move forward. What is it? How can people get it? What is it they need to know about what you're doing?
Reset Move Forward is basically a business that was birthed out of, as you know, I lost my oldest daughter 5 years ago. And I was in a bad place, a bad headspace, but I always wanted to have my own stationery business. So because I write a lot and journal a lot, I was able to come out of that space through writing my thoughts down, not sharing with other people, actually letting things out and getting my emotions and feelings out on paper. So that triggered something in me to say, okay, let that be the catalyst to, to catapult me into the stationery business. So my first effort was actually a journal that I created, Always in My Heart. It's a guided journal for grieving mothers, and it has prompts, and mothers are able to write. That's not the one. This is the one. Mothers are able to write their thoughts, things that they can't share with other people, so forth and so on. In addition to wanting to be able to share my thoughts and feelings, I wanted to be able to practice self-care. And I noticed, I'm also a certified life breakthrough coach and grief coach. I noticed that we women tend to internalize our feelings a lot, and we don't take care of ourselves. We don't express ourselves, and we don't prioritize ourselves. We don't affirm ourselves. So I created a 90-day self-care journal, which gives women different affirmations, ways to affirm themselves, ways to see themselves as not only to call ourselves queen, hey, this, that, but to actually see yourself and be that queen and put some real action to it.
Right.
But my latest effort, still in the vein of self-care, is my Color Me Calm self-care coloring book, which I found that there's no representation, or should I say little representation, for women of color and people that look like us and people that look like me. So I created this, and all the images reflect who we are. We see a lot of other people, but we need to see more of ourselves. And
right.
We need to, so those are just a few of the things that I'm working on. I'm actually still working on activity books for parents that are homeschooling because of the pandemic, or parents that have more time at home with their kids because of the pandemic. So I'm working towards some of those type things. But what I'm finding is we're moving into a digital space.
Right.
So I have product now that's at a port that's been sitting there for about 2 months, and it can't move because they can't get trucks. I don't want to have to deal with all that. And I don't want my people to be held up and want something and not be able to get it from me. So I have to pivot and move with the times and say, okay, I'm going to go digital. So now I'm working on digital planners, digital journals, but every focus will be on women and building our self-esteem, building and affirming women, and giving women an opportunity to see themselves in a positive light.
Excellent.
Reset, move forward. That was the whole thought process behind that.
Excellent. You know, we've talked about this for a long time, and one of the things I have to admire about you is your ability to reset and move forward. I mean, it seems like every year there's been a progression, and it seems like how things have moved, you've been able to move and continue to keep going and going. You haven't been stuck in one spot. And that's the one thing I do admire about how you've made that transition as an entrepreneur, to be able to just continue to move and move and move, and doing it very well, I might add too. You're not just the stuff you're putting out is not just some stuff, but it's really, I'm really impressed with what you're doing. So how do you continue to evolve? What is driving you to do it, other than your passion for what you do? But how do you okay, I need to you actually are living what your business name is. How are you able to do that?
Part of it is I want to show my girls, show my daughters that that it can be done. Number one. Number two is I am so not inclined to work 9 to 5. I retired last year and I want to stay retired, if possible. So, to go back into the workforce, I give it a thought every now and again, but then I'm like, okay, so now you're going to be tied to the computer. You're going to be, if you want to get up and go do something else, you can't do that. So that's my motivation to keep going. Yeah, and it's kind of fun to see. I mean, those 4 projects that I just showed you guys, those are all on Amazon, and that's kind of cool to, I'm an Amazon shopper, and I know you are too, but to, to plug in a link and see, your name and your project and something that you actually worked on and put effort into, and see it come to fruition on Amazon. That's pretty cool to me. So every time I do something, that's my thought process, prove to the girls that it can be done, and you don't want to go back to work.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I guess that's a good motivator. Especially the you don't want to go back to work thing.
I mean, I say I do, but then I'm like, nah.
But there's a lot of, but since the pandemic though, there's a lot of people have made the shift. They were like, I don't really need this 9 to 5. I don't really need what I thought I needed. I'm good with this because this is what's going to bring me peace. Right. This is what's going to bring me the desire, whatever that desirement of my heart is. This thing that I'm doing now, not that thing that I did before. Maybe that's tied to.
That's a good point, because I can't be a life coach and coach women into, doing the thing that makes them happy and living their passion and doing that. And then I'm not doing it. Yeah. That's kind of hypocritical. So yeah, that's part of the motivation as well.
And I've also noticed that there are a lot of life coaches. I don't know that they're all certified, but there are a lot of life coaches.
I saw something the other day. It said, become a life coach for $7. I was like, what? I mean, not that I would have done that, but I'm like, I think it's going to cost you a little bit more coin than that. But to get really certified by an accredited company, that is a little bit more than $7. But there's so many different life coaches. Like this life coach, and then there's Life Breakthrough, and then there's nutrition. There's so many. Yeah,
now because I was gonna ask you how, and I know you became one out of your pain and the grief that you experienced. I was gonna ask, if someone wanted to become a life coach, should they find a thing and focus on that thing, or because people tend to think that if they can minister or whatever, then they're a life coach, and they're not, and there's separate things. Like, okay, I'm a minister, so I can be a life coach. Not necessarily, because a minister, so say you're a therapist, you can treat people who are depressed. I can't treat people who are depressed because I don't have that certification as far as
it's kind of like a clinical degree. You
Right.
know? So, but you know, there's a thin line. There's a line between minister, because I coach everybody. I coach Christians and non-Christians.
Right.
So you have to be able to kind of pull back the Christian side and be able to reach the masses, if you will, like be able to speak to any and everybody. Ministers kind of want to, they kind of want to, you know, keep you in the Christian vein. You know what I'm saying? I kind of take that out of it, unless the person really wants to stay with that, go with that. But I don't necessarily have to coach Christians. You don't have to necessarily be a Christian to be coached with me. Yeah, I would say, because I'm both. I'm a life breakthrough coach, and I coach people that they're stuck and they need to, you know, learn how to reset and get a breakthrough. But I also coach people who are grieving, mostly mothers, because that's my passion, because that's what, you know, I have the most heart for. So yeah, you could be specific, or you could just be a life coach.
Right.
Hang your shingle out there and call yourself what you want, I guess.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, BFF. We talk almost every day. So we'll be talking probably tomorrow, I'm sure, and we'll see each other on Friday. But tell people, how do they get in touch with you on so they can order maybe your products? Is there your website information?
Can you type it for me? Will it come up if you type it?
I can.
Okay.
I can create a banner.
Okay.
What do you want it to say?
Do HTTPS.
HTTPS. Well, just www.
Yeah, do that, I guess. Link tr.ee /RM as in Mary F designs.
So that's how people can
see that. What did it come up for you?
Oh, well, no, I was just adding it as a banner.
Okay.
So
add this one. This one is a definition.
Just tell people how they can reach you.
Okay. You can reach me at www.rmfdesigns.us. You see what I did there?
And then they can also follow you on Instagram too, right?
Yes. At RMF Designs _.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Love you much. Love you to pieces. That's her link tree at the bottom. RMF Design. So you can reach her there. Also reach her on Instagram as well. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Thank you so much,
everybody.
All right. Bye-bye. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight to Conversations with Michael Carson. I appreciate everyone who was able to get on the show tonight, who was able to, tell us about their business. At the bottom of the screen, I just switched over from my BFF's website to mine, or two websites, ciabymary.com. And that's where you can get a copy of my book, Compassion in Action. Wrote this book back in 2017. It's an excellent book. You should consider getting it for your teenager or for yourself. It's an easy read, and I think you'll get something out of it. The second URL at the bottom is virtualipp.com. That's where you can find out where you can reach me, but you can also reach me on Facebook and Instagram as well if you need help with protecting your brand, specifically trademark or advice on brand. I'm not providing legal advice because I'm not an attorney. However, I will help you through the process and get you through the process. I'm able to do that, and we've been successful doing it for a number of people. Some of them who were who watch the show, who follow me, and who have brands all throughout the country. So it's been an honor for me to support, again, Black businesses and support businesses, small businesses, and that's what we wanted to do tonight. I got someone who was trying to get in earlier and looked like we were able to get him in. So welcome to the show, Richard.
Hey, Michael, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. I don't know, we were having some technical difficulties somewhere, and it wasn't letting you in, it looked like, but I'm so glad you were able to join us tonight. Tell people who you are, tell them about your business. We're for those of you that are watching, you want to tune in next week. Richard's going to be back next week, and we're doing a show on Atlanta Casa, and we'll have all the flyer and everything will be out this weekend. But we won't talk about that tonight, but he has a business that he and I believe his wife runs. So tell people about that organization and how they can reach you and what it is you guys do.
And I appreciate it. First of all, I want to thank your wife, Deborah Carson, for sending me the messages on how to fix the issues I was having. So she allowed this opportunity to take place. So thank you both for this opportunity. And as you said, my name is Richard Butler. My wife and I have we have a business called Comfort in the Storm. So I'm the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit. And my wife is the Executive Director of Comfort in the Storm, LLC. And the distinction between the two is for corporate events and exposure, we use the LLC, which my wife manages on a day-to-day basis. And for giving back to the community and working with, smaller organizations, we use the nonprofit, which is falls under my umbrella. So I wanted to start by saying that, and thank you for just recognizing my wife and the work that she's doing on the LLC side. But basically what Comfort in the Storm does, we provide sex abuse prevention and awareness to our community through three things: advocacy, comfort, and education. What do I mean by that? We advocate for survivors, right? We walk survivors from the disclosure process all the way through the healing process, even to the point of thriving in some cases. So we take them wherever they're at in that disclosure or that process, and we start working with them and helping them navigate the waters of, whether they get the law enforcement involved, if they get counseling, if there's going to be a trial, things of those nature. We help them, prepare them for what it may look like, and help find the resources to help them through every step of that process. So that's where we start at. That is the advocating is on behalf of the survivor and their family. And then we comfort the families of the survivors, because we ourselves, my wife and I, we are the parents of a survivor. Our daughter disclosed to us when she was 14 that she was being raped and molested from the age of 11 through 14 by a family member. So that started our journey as a family. And through that, we realized that was something that we didn't want any other family to go through alone. We wanted to be able to help them through that process. So we started educating ourselves and, taking courses at different universities and what have you, to make sure we didn't just talk about what our experience was, but help people with resources, with what that's going to look like, with, what's best for them and their family, because every situation is different. But we educated ourselves to make sure we didn't just give you what our story was, but what this looks like, what this, can be from start to finish. So we communicate, we work with them, and we provide support, and we also provide resources. And we try to do that nationwide. We reach out to other organizations in other states, and we have relationships, and we leverage those relationships to try and get assistance for families, regardless of where they are in the process and where they are physically located. So that's what we do as far as comfort. And then the last part is education. And we do this by educating the community. We educate parents and survivors themselves and children who haven't been exposed to this unfortunate and heinous act. We educate them on preventative tips. We work with children on body autonomy, boundaries. We work with things about internet safety, things like that. So we try and help the family and prepare to prevent these things from happening. We educate parents on the language we use. Oftentimes we use detrimental language without even knowing it. We say things like, what happens in this house stays in this house. Blood is thicker than water. And oftentimes those mixed messages to the child is saying, I need to keep quiet and not disclose what's happened to me. And that's not our intention when we say those things. We're saying it in a different context, right? So we try and walk the families and the children through things like that. We walk with them through, particularly in high areas of traffic like Atlanta. We focus on sex trafficking because it's a real thing. And oftentimes people don't know that sex trafficking can be a child being trafficked from 3 p.m. when they get out of school till 6 p.m. before the parents pick them up. And in that short window, they're being trafficked on a daily basis. And people don't understand that. So we work with all those dynamics to prepare the families, but we also work with organizations. We go into churches, youth servicing organizations, YMCA's, boys and girls clubs. We go to the local libraries and schools, and we educate the parents and the children and the community on the tactics of predators, what that looks like and what they're doing to our children, and how they gain our trust by providing accessibility and putting on a nice demeanor. They seem like very nice people. They're always available when others aren't available. But again, they need access and opportunity. And that's what we're providing them without vetting them.
Right.
And then we tell people things like 93% of abusers, the children know they're abusers. It's usually a family member, a friend, or someone they love and trust, or the family loves and trusts. It's not that stranger danger that we taught them about the white van turning the corner at the school. That does happen, but that is a small percentage. So that's what we do in a nutshell. We get the message out about protecting our children from child sex abuse.
So if people wanted to reach out to you and support your 501c3 arm, how do they do that?
They would go to our website, comfortinthestorm.org. We do have a donate tab, and then we also have some of our more recent videos. We do, such as you're doing, we do podcasts with industry professionals to talk about the different aspects, child advocacy centers. We talk to lawyers. We have conversations with doctors. We have conversation with therapists and mental health professionals. So we post some of those. We post them and try and keep them up to date on our website as well.
Why the name Comfort in the Storm?
Thank you for asking that, because that's what God provided us in our most difficult time. First thing for me was, even though it was a family member, I was going to hurt him. And I truthfully, I gave my brother, it was my brother's son, I gave him 2 options. I said, he turns himself in or I come and get him, and he doesn't want me to come get him. And at the time I was I was in the reserves. I was no longer active, but I was still Army Reserve. So that's where my mindset was. And for my wife, it was just, she couldn't see beyond the pain and the hurt. So as we kept going through this process, God comforted us and our daughter in this storm. And that just stuck for us from that time going forward.
What have you guys learned about yourselves, or what have you learned about yourself during this process of forming this business, being comforted in the storm and helping to bring other people through a storm? What have you learned about yourself?
First thing we learned was our daughter's very, very resilient. We learned about what type of protective factors we can use and have in place to assist her along her healing journey. And we learned that, quite frankly, we were stronger than we thought we were. We learned that we had to put our trust in God, even though our belief in God was shaken at the moment that we found out. Because trying to think of it and navigate it on our own wasn't working. We learned that we didn't just want to ensure that our daughter gets the help she needed, but we felt a strong pull that this is something we had to do for others as well. And we didn't want families out there isolated and alone. If we can provide any kind of help or assistance, we needed to do that. And we also realized that that involved educating ourselves and making sure we were giving good advice, good resources, and really being a help to those that we were able to help.
Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight and sharing your story. For those of you who are watching, Make sure you tune in next week. Rich is part of another organization that's doing some great work. And we're going to talk about how you can support that organization next week. The information will be out on social media and everywhere. I'll share with you, Richard, the flyer, and then we'll just get the word out this weekend so that people can tune in. But you want to make sure that you support his organization and what he's doing. He and his wife, there's much needed support, much needed resources. So make sure this small business. I know oftentimes when we think about small business, we think about something that we could buy and maybe not somehow we can support. But this is an opportunity to support through your gifts, through your donations. You say you guys are a 501c3.
That is correct.
Correct. Yeah. So your gift will be tax deductible. Make sure that you support his organization as well. Find out how you can have them come and talk to you and share with your organization some vital information. We know the Atlanta area is probably one of, and I could be wrong, probably one of the hotbed locations, I guess you could say, for sex trafficking. Like I know there's typically a lot of it around construction sites and things of that nature. So we definitely need to make sure that people are aware. Richard, is there anything else you want to leave the audience with before you?
Yeah, real quick. You are right. Atlanta is ranked 1 or 2 nationally, depending on the year, for sex trafficking. It's a very big problem here in Atlanta. A lot of resources go to it. Atlanta is considered the gateway or the hub because of the international airport, the freeways that run up and down. We got the 20 that goes from coast to coast, and we have the 95 corridor. We have, the 75. So we have the highest, and we have a port and what have you fairly close. So Atlanta's number 1 or number 2, just to back up what you said, it was factually based. And second thing, you can find Comfort in the Storm. We are on social media, so Instagram or Facebook, Comfort in the Storm as well. I greatly appreciate it. And everything that you do donate goes directly to the families we support. Thank you.
Excellent. Here, let me get that ticker at the bottom. So is that comfortinthestorm.org?
That is correct.
That's correct. So there it is at the bottom, so that you guys will see it. Make sure you go support this worthwhile organization. Support it not only with your donations, but make sure you get them to come out and use their services, because it's vitally important. We talk about oftentimes how we want to protect our children and how we want to help families. This is a way to do it. It's not a topic that most people want to talk about, but it's a necessary topic. It's necessary even during this time, during the holiday season as well. So thank you, Richard, for coming on tonight. I will see you next week. I'll be in touch with you over the weekend about next week's show. Looking forward to next week. Be blessed. Thank you. All right, sir. So I'll leave that at the bottom because we're about to sign off for tonight. But thank everyone who joined the show tonight, Richard and Dr. Sandy and Charles and my BFF Robin and Nicole and Charleston and Warren from who kicked the show off and their business on Old National. Why can't I think of it? Ace Hardware on Old National. Make sure you go and support them as well. He talked about that pizza oven being on sale. I might have to check that out. I actually want one, but I want I wonder if this is one you put on the counter or if it's freestanding. But I really wouldn't mind one because you can do other things in it besides pizza. But thank you everyone who joined us tonight. We're going to do this periodically, especially in 2022. You'll see if you follow Conversation with Michael Carson, we'll have theme months, but we're going to have open mic nights on various topics. So make sure that you follow us and join the conversation. This platform, why I'm doing this, I'm just going to be honest, just to share information, to make sure people are plugged in, to make sure I'm plugged in, to make sure I learn. I learn by having these people, individuals on the show to talk about different things. So that's why I'm not doing specifically a podcast, because I don't want people just to hear my voice all the time. I had that before some years ago, but I enjoy bringing people on, having conversations and talking about different things because I grow, I learn, hopefully you grow and you learn too. So I'm based here in Atlanta, but I'm not just bringing Atlanta people on. I want to bring people on. I've had people on from DC to New York to St. Louis to LA. I've had people on from all different locales. So that's what we are endeavoring to bring to you each and every week. If there's somebody you think I need to bring on the show, you'd like to hear me have a conversation with them, reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. Instagram is at Michael Carson Jr. On Facebook is Michael Carson or Image Builders, IMAGEBUILDRS. You can reach out to me any of those platforms and say, hey, you should talk to this person, have them on your show, because that's how I've had a couple of people on the show this past year. So it's been an excellent time. We're in the home stretch, almost to December, to the end of the year. You don't want to miss December. Our shows are going to be entitled A Season of Giving. It'll give you an opportunity to share your resources with worthwhile 501c3 organizations that are giving back to the community. So until next week, let me get the video ready, queued up here. Next week, you make sure you tune in December 2nd. We're going to be talking about Atlanta CASA, how you can support Atlanta CASA, and how you can not only support them, but be a volunteer as well. So until next week, continue blessings, and God bless you all. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning into Conversations with Michael Carson. Join us here each Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for engaging and insightful conversations. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you have not already done so, don't forget to click the share button on Facebook and the subscribe button on YouTube. The conversation doesn't stop here. Head over to Instagram and join us on Michael Carson Jr. starting shortly. See you soon, and until next time, continue blessing.